The Simpsons have become better known for their uncanny way of predicting the future than the actual comedy in the series, and it's almost become a given point that if anything happens in the world, The Simpsons already called it. And so, we are going to take a look at their predictions for 2021, and the surprising amount that they've already managed to get right, and the worrying one still yet to happen. We'll also take a look at a number of other predictions that could still come true and generally at what's in store for us. Let's go.
Hey everybody, an old man's talking.
First off the bat is the recent petrol shortage in the UK, which caused many motorists to head to the pumps to stock up on fuel and store it in anything that they had on hand, even items such as empty plastic water bottles. And there have been multiple images of drivers pumping petrol into jerry cans lying in their trunks. Now, while The Simpsons didn't predict a shortage in the UK, many people on the internet were quick to see the similarities between a moment on the show and the real-life events. In the 2010 episode, Lisa Simpson, This Isn't Your Life, Homer purchases 1,000 gallons of fuel and pours it freely into his trunk as he runs out of room for it, all in a bid to claim a specific promotional toy for Maggie. As we mentioned, this isn't a direct reference to the petrol crisis, but you can definitely see the similarities, although no one would be stupid enough to put it directly in the trunk or the boot as they say in the UK, would they? One of the biggest news stories for this year, out of a lot to choose from to be honest, is the space race going on between the billionaires. In particular, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Richard Branson, with both Bezos and Branson taking trips up to space this year. However, while Branson may have only gone up in 2021, The Simpsons called him making a trip to space all the way in 2014 with the episode The War of Art.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, while The Simpsons don't make a direct reference to Branson or call him out by name, this link is a lot less contentious, and it has to be said that the animated billionaire looks a lot like Branson. Admittedly, he looks a lot less laid back in his actual trip to space, but you have to hand it to The Simpsons. Another correct prediction. Although admittedly, Branson founded Virgin Galactic all the way back in 2004, so maybe it was just some educated guesswork on The Simpsons' behalf. Still impressive though. But just a side note, Homer managed to go up in space before all three of these guys, huh? Billionaires, 0. Regular guys, 1. Okay, this is another one that is not a direct reference, but it's too funny and coincidental not to put in this video. Texas Senator Ted Cruz went down in infamy after taking a vacation to Cancun while vast numbers of people across the state experienced power outages, no heat, and no water following a huge winter storm, and on top, of course, a still raging pandemic. Cruz quickly faced some heat following his decision and made his return to the state, but not before the damage was done. Similarly, The Simpsons' resident politician, Mayor Quimby, gets embroiled in the same sort of controversy. In the 1993 episode, Margin Chains, an epidemic hits the town of Springfield, causing Mayor Quimby to abandon his people and take flight to the Bahamas, all while pretending to still be at home. In a televised address, Quimby says,
"People of Springfield, because of the epidemic, I have cancelled my vacation to the Bahamas."
Before, of course, being interrupted by a man playing a steel drum. As satire goes, whew, it's pretty close. By now, you will certainly be aware that The Simpsons called the Trump presidency, although it was admittedly Joe Biden and not Lisa Simpson to take President Trump's place after the election.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump.
However, the outfit President Lisa Simpson wears is very similar to a real-life outfit worn at the inauguration. President Lisa is seen wearing a purple outfit fitted with her trademark string of pearls around her neck and circular white earrings, and it is eerily similar to the outfit worn by Vice President Kamala Harris as she was sworn into office. Even the wavy hairstyle is kinda similar. I guess the crystal ball wasn't fully clear when The Simpsons called this one. Speaking of the inauguration, seeing as the inauguration had to be a little bit different due to the pandemic, actor Tom Hanks hosted TV special Celebrating America, which is a star-studded event and had many different speeches on inauguration night. Hanks was likely picked due to his level and lovable demeanor, something that The Simpsons know all too well. That's because, in the Simpsons movie, Hanks provides a cameo to address the nation for an advert for the Grand Canyon and says,
"The U.S. government has lost its credibility, so it's borrowing some of mine."
Let's face it, Tom Hanks is America's grandpa after all.
Did you see that?
While these predictions, or coincidences, whatever you want to call them, have come true, one prediction made by The Simpsons for 2021 that thankfully has not come true yet, anyway, is Doomsday. In The Simpsons' 31st Halloween special, Treehouse of Horrors 31, Homer falls asleep and misses the election, and wakes up to find Springfield turned into an apocalyptic wasteland with robots destroying the town. Now, while Doomsday did not strike on Inauguration Day, there is still some time in the year for the apocalypse to happen, so let's just hope they actually got one wrong for a change. Alright, moving away from the predictions particular to 2021 and just a couple of predictions made by The Simpsons for our future in general.
See all that stuff in there, Homer? That's why your robot never worked.
One of them is that robots will rise up and turn on us just like they did when The Simpsons made a trip to Itchy and Scratchy Land. Now, while The Simpsons are by no means the first to call a robot uprising, it is still a prediction they made which could come true, especially seeing how Boston Dynamics treat their robots. I mean, it's only a matter of time before they strike back, right? But with Amazon soon launching their new robot, Astro, I could honestly see that guy turning on us. Like, not necessarily physically, but you know that robot's gonna snitch on us and tell Jeff Bezos every time we look at a mop on Amazon or something. I'm pretty sure my Google Nest Hub has already turned on me and just plays dumb every time I tell her to do something. Oh yeah, I'm on to you, Google. Oh, I am on to you. Another technological development seen in The Simpsons is holographic mail. Now, while this is yet to come true, with hologram technology improving and volumetric videos being a thing, perhaps we will get holographic mail in the near future as well. I mean, didn't Kanye West gift Kim Kardashian a hologram video of her father for her birthday? If we are close to getting hologram mail, then we are one step closer to Star Wars and getting that lightsaber. Similarly, hover cars and hover bikes seen in The Simpsons could be something that's also just around the corner, with there being countless tests on flying cars, air taxis, and even jetpacks. Driving through the air is becoming closer and closer from being something from the future to something of the now. Of course, again, The Simpsons were not the first to predict hover cars, and it's been a sci-fi trope for some time now. It is yet again another one of their predictions, and let's face it, I would not be surprised if Elon turns around and releases a flying Tesla out of nowhere. Again, this last one is a little bit of fun, but speaking of all these billionaires, one of the most infamous episodes of The Simpsons comes when Mr. Burns blocks out the sun so he can have a monopoly on energy. With the three billionaires making their trips to space, perhaps they will build some satellite that'll block out the sun and harness its power like some James Bond villain or something. Of course I'm kidding. Or am I, huh? I am, I think. And finally, with Big Ben constantly having work done to it, and with less people able to read analog clocks, I would not be surprised if one day they take the clock face out of Big Ben, put it in a museum, and make the tower digital like in The Simpsons.